Hello, mythology parents. My name is Todd Miesch, and I will be your students' mythology teacher this year through remote and hopefully if we do get face-to-face. Today, I just want to tell you very briefly about my mythology class, and then if you have any questions, you can get in contact with me, and I will show you how to do that. But the first thing that I want to talk to you about is who I am. I graduated from Rochester Adams back in 1995. I graduated from college, Greenville College, with a degree in mass communication. And then I went back and got my teaching certification and my master's in education from Saginaw Valley State. This is my 13th year teaching in Rochester Community Schools. I originally got hired in at Stony Creek, and then I transferred over to Rochester when there was an opportunity to do that. So I graduated from Adams, I got hired in at Stony, and I currently work at Rochester. And might as well just tell you that I was a West Warrior as well. So full circle within the Rochester Community Schools family. I enjoy playing drums, running, playing golf, going on vacation, and spending time with my family. I am married to Sarah Miesch, who's a teacher here at Rochester High School, and I have 3 kids, Harper, Grayson, and Larson. And here we are at Disney World, and this is, believe it or not, one of the first pictures we ever took where every single person in the family was smiling and looking at the camera. So there you go. But here's a more up-to-date picture. This is Larson. He is 8. He goes to Meadowbrook. This is Grayson. He's 10. He goes to Meadowbrook as well. And then here's my daughter, Harper. She's 12, and she is a West Warrior. Really quickly about mythology, we're going to mainly focus in Greek mythology, but the reason that we're going to do that is because obviously that is the most popular genre or the most popular realm within mythology that there is. We will branch off and do other mythology stories from around the world, but we're mainly going to stick to Greek. And the reason why we will do that is because if your student wants to, in college, catapult even further into mythology, they have a good foundation of who some of these characters are, where they came from, and then how they kind of transform or morph into different characters in other countries or different continents from around the world. The course objective, we're going to be reading and comprehending a number of different stories, and we're going to present all of these stories in different ways. We'll read them, and then we'll share out maybe by actually recreating them and acting them out. We will create comics. We will rewrite the stories. We'll potentially create videos of these stories. Just different ways to present the stories and show how humans need to learn to get along, and even more importantly, how to behave with Zeus, who is constantly trying to make us fall and stumble. We're going to read 2 plays. If we have time, we will read 2 plays. One is called Antigone, and the other one is called Oedipus. And Oedipus, if you remember, is the king that gouges out his eyes. Antigone is the daughter of Oedipus. And these 2 stories intertwine with one another. Antigone is actually written first, and believe it or not, Oedipus is written second. So many people know the story of Oedipus, but Antigone was actually written first, so it is the prequel to Oedipus, and we will get into both of those stories. They're both dramatic, or Greek tragedies, I should say, and we'll talk about why that's important and how that plays a role in mythology. We're going to talk about 4 units. The very first unit will be a creation unit. Where do we come from, and how did we get here, and how did trees and fish and birds and all that come together? And we're going to read a number of creation stories from around the world, from Japan, from China, from the Philippines, from Native Americans, all over the world. We'll see how their stories are similar to not only one another, but to Greeks and their creation stories as well. And then metamorphosis is how human beings begin to learn. If I do this, here's what will happen. And this area will include stories like King Midas, everything he touches turns to gold. Pandora, when she opens up the box because of her curiosity, evil pours out, so on and so forth. Heroes and Conquest, this is where Hercules and Perseus, they're all going to come in, and we're going to compare how heroes from 3,000 years ago compare to heroes today. And then the fourth one is mortality. Really what we're talking about there is, believe it or not, fairy tales. How we as human beings, if we act this way, then we can certainly assume that certain things will happen to us. So really honestly, our last unit will be fairy tales. We will write our own fairy tales, and they will incorporate mythology elements within it, because mythology was first, and then fairy tales are a daughter, son, cousin to mythology. Homework. All homework is going to be due the next class period. Your student has me on Tuesdays and Fridays. If I assign an assignment on Tuesday, more than likely it will be due on Friday. Having said that, I do not assign very much homework in this class at all. The majority of it will be done in class with me. Now, students will not get full credit for late assignments, but credit still can be earned. For in-class and homework assignments, students can earn as much as 50% for turning in an assignment late. So if it doesn't get into me the day that it's due, it's a 0. But if they get it into me late, I will still always, 100% of the time, give them credit, but it can only be 50%. However, once graded work is returned, students may no longer earn credit for an assignment, for projects, essays, summative work, so on and so forth. It's difficult to give them credit for assignments that they've already been assessed on. Now, between you and me, if they hand it in, of course, I will give them credit. Now, here's the other thing. If there is a problem, computers aren't working, power is out, whatever, something happened within the family, and the assignment cannot get in, you are the trump card. You are a free pass for your student. If you email me and say, yep, we had an issue last night, the homework is not going to get in until this certain day, absolutely, I will work with you and the student still can receive full credit, but you have to be in communication with me. The very next thing that I just wanted to bring up to you was we are in Google Classroom. And you don't necessarily have to worry about the password, but that's the password for them to get in. And I just wanted to show you Google Classroom really quickly, and then that will conclude our time. You would go into Google Classroom, 6th hour mythology, and this is what it looks like. You have a stream, which is simply just all the things that have been posted. And then the classwork, the most important stuff, is what they will click on as far as assignments. And I wanted to show this to you because more than likely I will put in the date that we actually did it, and then they will be able to click on it. But also on top of that, I have the Zoom link in the classwork. I have the assignments, and then I also have the syllabus. And the syllabus is really what I'm going over right now. I created a PowerPoint out of all of the things that I am currently talking about, but the syllabus is in the Google Classroom, and that is it. If you guys do need to get in contact with me, my email is tmiesch, and if you need anything from me, please email me, and I will actually type out the email right here as it's coming up. And I thought I had a slide of it, but apparently I do not. But again, my email, very, very simple. It's just tmiesch at rochester.k12.mi.mi.mi And that is my email. If you ever need to get in contact with me, I will constantly be checking it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and hope I didn't keep you too long, but if you have any questions, you now know how to get a hold of me. Have a great night, and I hope that you enjoy your year.